Around 250 million years ago, Earth was a radically different world. The supercontinent Pangaea dominated, with vast stretches of barren landscapes and intense volcanic activity. This was a period marked by extreme conditions that would lead to one of the most severe mass extinctions in Earth's history, known as the Permian-Triassic extinction, or more popularly, the Great Dying. During this time, massive volcanic eruptions, perhaps in the Siberian Traps region, released an overwhelming amount of lava, ash, and toxic gases, changing the climate dramatically. These eruptions filled the skies with ash and greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide. The Earth's climate turned hotter and drier, pushing atmospheric temperatures and acidity to extremes. This toxic environment created a nightmare scenario for life on Earth. Most plant species, especially delicate ferns, couldn't survive the intense conditions and vanished, causing the entire food web to collapse. Herbivores that relied on these plants struggled for survival, while in the oceans, creatures like cladosaurs, a group of ancient aquatic reptiles, fought for oxygen in waters where life-sustaining oxygen levels were dangerously low. As the domino effect of extinction spread, an estimated 90% of Earth's species vanished. Yet, as harsh as it sounds, extinction opens the doors for new life to take its place. After this devastating event, life on Earth began a slow and painful process of recovery. It took millions of years for the Earth to stabilize enough to support complex ecosystems again. During this time, the planet's temperatures slowly decreased, and volcanic activity eventually lessened, allowing the Earth to cool and rebalance its atmosphere. As temperatures normalized, new plant species began to grow and adapt to the dry, barren landscapes. Conifers, tall trees with needle-like leaves, evolved to minimize water loss, adapting to the still dry climate. These hardy plants formed dense forests, creating an environment where new types of creatures could thrive. Among these new residents were synapsids, the ancestors of mammals, diapsids, ancestors of dinosaurs and reptiles, and early amphibians that lived in rivers and lakes. Synapsids, small herbivorous creatures resembling modern-day rodents, roamed the land, while diapsids began to develop the carnivorous traits that would later define dinosaurs. Archosaurs, a group within the diapsids, adapted especially well to the warming climate. To manage heat, they developed a revolutionary feature called thermoregulation. This adaptation allowed them to absorb and release heat as needed, enabling them to survive in a wider range of climates. Over generations, archosaurs evolved more sophisticated respiratory and digestive systems, giving them an edge over other species. In the seas, a similar evolutionary race was taking place. Giant marine reptiles called ichthyosaurs had evolved and were competing for dominance in the water, overtaking ancient amphibians as the top predators. Meanwhile, Pangaea began to split due to tectonic activity. This breakup created new coastlines, weather patterns, and isolated land masses, encouraging biodiversity as species adapted to new environments. As life adapted, lush forests of conifers, cycads, and early ferns spread across the land, providing a rich environment for herbivores to thrive. Among these new plant-eaters were ornithischians, the ancestors of the iconic herbivorous dinosaurs, and saurischians, some of whom would later evolve into the gigantic, predatory dinosaurs. About 230 million years ago, evolution took a bold new turn when some terrestrial dinosaurs developed the ability to fly. This marked the rise of pterosaurs, the first vertebrates to take to the skies. Initially small, pterosaurs eventually grew to impressive sizes with wingspans reaching over 10 meters, 33 feet. In the terrestrial realm, dinosaur species continued to evolve and diversify. By the end of the Triassic period, they were the dominant land animals, while early mammals, limited by competition, adapted by becoming nocturnal and eating insects. For millions of years, the age of dinosaurs thrived. These magnificent creatures ruled both land and sky, filling nearly every ecological niche available. However, Earth's history is cyclical, and another mass extinction was inevitable. Toward the end of the Triassic period, Pangaea's continued breakup led to more volcanic activity, known as the Central Atlantic Magmatic Province event. This period saw a rapid increase in volcanic eruptions, which again filled the atmosphere with toxic gases, raising temperatures and acidifying rain. Oxygen levels dropped, oceans became acidic, and the climate swung into instability once more. This extinction event wiped out many of the early dinosaurs, along with other species that couldn't adapt. However, the more adaptable dinosaurs survived, and those that remained after this cataclysm would go on to evolve into even more diverse forms during the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. The survivors included herbivores with specialized jaws and digestive systems, which enabled them to eat tough plant material like cycads and conifers. Carnivorous dinosaurs evolved longer limbs and powerful jaws, allowing them to become faster and more efficient hunters. Some dinosaur species developed omnivorous habits, diversifying their diets to ensure survival when prey was scarce. During this period, two major groups of dinosaurs diverged significantly: ornithischians, who had bird-like hips and were mostly herbivores, and saurischians, which included both the large, long-necked herbivores like Brachiosaurus and fierce predators like Tyrannosaurus rex. But the story of Earth's evolutionary journey wasn't over. Around 225 million years ago, early mammals, small, nocturnal insect eaters, appeared, marking the beginnings of a lineage that would one day lead to humans. Life continued to evolve, adapt, and spread across the ever-changing Earth, shaped by the forces of nature and the relentless process of natural selection. In these ancient epics, nature's rule of adaptability was key. From archosaurs to dinosaurs, and eventually to mammals, every species that endured did so by evolving traits that allowed them to dominate or coexist in their respective environments. This powerful story of resilience and evolution highlights how survival has always belonged to those who can adapt, a lesson still relevant today as we continue to understand and respond to our world's changing conditions.